Welcome to the ISB show. I'm your host, Sahil, here with Rahi, covering the best of the world of football. We'll go back to Europe today to talk about a player that we have been talking about quite a bit, and everyone's been talking about him quite a bit, but he's back in the news again, Mr. Erling Haaland of Norway. For all our Norwegian fans and fans of Haaland around the world, he did something, Rahi, that someone or some players have not done in a very long time. And what is that?
I haven't seen anything like this in ages. 9.5 years? Wow, that's commitment.
And so you know what has Haaland done? He signed a 9.5-year contract with Man City to stay on. And in this world where people are flipping jobs, you know, in a year, half a year, Gen Zers out there.
He's Gen Z. He's Gen Z.
He's Gen Z.
Gen Z.
This is insane for Gen Z. This is like what boomers used to do or something like that.
It's
Gen
wild.
X at least, yeah.
It's wild. It takes you back to like those studio contracts that old Hollywood actors would sign, right? You're employed by the studio. They'd put you out in a film every year. I mean, you haven't seen something, this kind of loyalty, this kind of commitment. Honestly, it's a breath of fresh air. I completely agree. We've talked so much broadly about Gen Z. Attention spans are shorter. There's more desire to switch. Look, I'm a huge fan of this move, because this shows commitment to a team, to a club, of course, that his father played for as well. Honestly, this is incredible. Incredible.
Yeah. So now let's talk about a little bit about this more. So what does it do? It puts basically Haaland at City for what's going to be perhaps not all his career, but a good amount of his career, right?
Yeah. And it's nice because I think he can figure out some of the other things, the transfer window. Am I going to move? Am I not going to move? It doesn't preclude transfers. Who knows what could happen, right? He signed the contract, but we've seen players leave before the end of their contract time and time again. Yep. But if City maintains the level they're at, if they continue to be competing for Champions League and Premier Leagues, they're having a bad year, but you'd like to see that they'll probably find a way back. A big question mark, though, Sa, is going to be at some point, Guardiola is going to leave, right? Is that happening next year? He signed an extended contract, I know, but when is he actually going to leave? Then how does that affect this conversation? I'm not sure.
Yeah, so let's get to it now directly. What we want to say, is it a good move or bad move for Haaland as a whole? We've seen Cesc Fabregas have a pretty long contract, about 8 years. We've seen the current Chelsea crop. I think they have a bunch of very long contracts and some of those guys going on, right? A lot of these long contract moves don't work out, right? It doesn't work out, and then every once in a blue moon, you get a messy situation.
Exactly. And the most notable exception is the greatest player that has ever played the game, right?
Yeah.
Leo Messi, since the time he was super young, taken into Barcelona, developed, became the player that he is under the tutelage of managers there, including, of course, Pep Guardiola. So at this moment, you can't say anything bad about this move, because he has the chance to be that level of player, to come close. And why not seek stability? Why not understand that you're in a good system, a good club, and go from there?
Do you think that the risk is higher for City or for Haaland based on this move?
I think the risk is higher for Haaland. I don't know what, in terms of the details, how this limits his opportunities. But look, there are uncertainties about Man City. Look at the financial situation, or the what's coming down the pipeline in terms of charges against them, right? There's a lot of uncertainty there. What could that mean for the future of this club? And I just talked about the manager. Let's talk about the fact that they're in a bad moment, Sa. I mean, how long does this bad form continue? They're not going to win the Premier League this year. Let's see how they do in the Champions League. But, what does that mean then in the summer for players exiting? It's not all roses right now in Man City.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, but he is making a good amount of money, $610,000.
Yeah,
but whatever it is.
But look, it's not this conversation. Oftentimes, I think we talk about players and money, and of course, money is pivotal. And these guys are trying to set themselves up, set up their families. He's just had a child, etc. But fundamentally, they're young men, and they want to win, right? You want your job to be fun and enjoyable, and it's most fun when you're winning. And yes, you're going to make a lot of money too, no doubt. But you'll see why sometimes some of these moves for some of these players going to the Middle East or going to China haven't worked out for them late in their careers, because it's not as enjoyable, right? I mean, or especially early on at this stage in your career, you want to be winning, because winning is fun. Competing is fun. Being in the biggest games is fun.
100%. It is fun. Okay. So overall, yes, no, good move, bad move.
Yeah, great move. I think it's a great move. I think it eliminates some of the distractions for him. It allows him to focus on his games. It allows him to focus on doing things with Norway, right? Like now you have stability at the club level. Now, how can you take your national team? What can you do with them next?
Yeah, I think it's a good move too. And I think it's a good move for Norway as well, just for the reason that you said, because now you're saying he's not, a lot of times players go into international breaks or like they have the situation like, oh, negotiating club situation. What's going on? You wonder, okay, is their mind there? Is their mind on their club? That kind of thing. It happens to us in our daily jobs and stuff too, right? When your mind is like, oh, what can I go over here? Can I go over here? But he's going to be focused on his club job, at least for the time being. He can focus on Norway and taking Norway to the World Cup. So all you fans out there, let us know your thoughts of what do you think about this move? Bad move or good move for who is one of the greatest strikers we have ever seen? For those enjoying these videos, please subscribe to the channel. Final thoughts, Rahi, before we end here.
A loyal Gen Z. I'm shocked.
Yes, that tells everyone that Gen Z can stay for something for more than 9.5 years, more than 9.5 minutes, I should say, right? So that's that. So for everyone out there, please keep watching the beautiful game. See you guys soon.